After Intro to Film, I was all psyched up, and I was like, I want to be a director, I want to make movies, I want to do everything, I'm going to learn this all. Okay, went out and maxed out an Apple credit card because I needed the editing software, because I want to play with these things.
To be honest with you, man, I just want to tell a story.
It's something that I thought I would learn by myself, but now going to school for it, I think that it just it's make me take it more seriously, more like a job, more like an everyday thing. And I think going to film classes like makes you, like pushes you to keep creating and keep doing.
I think it's important to me to be where I am in photography and music and in film, and as a doctor, to be one, because it's you never really see any women.
And I always wanted to be in front of the camera. That was really my dream, and I decided that in order to be in front of the camera, I needed to know what it was like to be behind the camera.
And you really get to see every type of job that goes on, and you get a broad view, and you really get to find your niche in this program, and that's what I love about it.
I'm a guy who enjoys the simple things in life. I like bright sunny days, gentle breezes, the open fields. Get a real true connection with nature. The hell with this place! I also think I have a good set of values. I'm considerate. There's no more toilet paper, so have fun being creative.
Are you serious, bro? Come on.
I respect your personal space, and I will always be there in your hour of need. Doctor called. He says you got terminal prostate cancer. No kidding, man. I'm a swell guy. Hi, Bob. How's the divorce coming? Well, next time don't marry a stripper. I swear to God, I'm gonna have you castrated. Why is everyone plotting against me? You'll be glad that I'm your friend. It's all fun and love with me.
Hey, man, why are you always leaving your underwear on my pillow?
I thought I'd take this question of who I am to the person who knows me best, my mom.
Jessica is a kind, loving, hardworking, independent.
Let me stop you right there. Girl, you look good, but I need some visuals, some music, I don't know. Let's see what I could do here. I am a music lover. I love going to concerts and all that crazy stuff. But music has been around since I was so young. I was always performing for my family and just putting on a show and singing my little heart out. But one thing I love more than music is my Raiders, baby. But don't ask me why we traded Khalil Mack, I don't want to talk about it. But most importantly, I am a filmmaker, and I know that my dreams may be crazy to you guys, but I'm just wondering if they're even crazy enough.
I want to buy the new video game, but I just got my last check on the new Luna album. It was like $20, but the shipping was $5. Yeah. Yeah. It's 6 songs, but it's still $20. Yeah. Right. No, it's good. I like it. I would get the video game, but I literally have no money left. Like $2. Yeah, it's that bad. I'll call you back. My direct deposit just hit.
My name is Vicente Zaragoza Zavala. I am an aspiring photographer. Using a camera allowed me to express my liking for color and composition. It really was a way for me to show how I viewed the world. This hobby led me to enjoying cinematography and film as a whole. I enjoyed the way the camera operates and allows me to capture what I see when I see it. I hope I can eventually tell stories that allow people to forget their problems for a few moments with how I view things, how I view them, and how I view the world.
Hello, my name is Lily Comerfield and I am a student here at College of the Desert. I'm often described as outgoing. My older sister likes to call me sarcastic. I asked around and, Ma'am, do you think I'm sarcastic? Georgina, am I sarcastic? No, not as much as you should be. They didn't quite agree. I like expressing myself creatively in different ways. I enjoy writing my own scripts, my own stories, and my own Dungeons & Dragons campaigns so that my players can be put through as much suffering as they put me through. I play a variety of different instruments, including piano, ukulele, drum set. I'm currently trying to learn guitar. And my current obsession is with film. And honestly, I'm really excited to see where I'm gonna go. I've already met some incredible people, and I can't wait to do even more of it.
Rolling.
How do you show someone who you are? I thought about showing a picture of me, but that's not me, that's a picture of me. I thought about filming myself, but, well, that one's really not me, hold on. I thought about filming myself, but what to show you? A good look at my face, or does it help to see the rest of me? A close-up is intimate, but you could be missing something. I had to... What? Yeah, excuse me. I had to... Oh, come on. Okay, this is fixable. Oh, shit. I had to sit and think about it. Does it help to know where I live? Or if I had where I've lived? Or to see my parents? Or to get a look at some of my interests? I haven't told you my name because what good is it? Even the proper version? Or the full one? Or the really full one? My parents picked it, not me. Was anything I showed me? I'm not comfortable telling you. That's the only honest part of this video.
Hey, wasn't expecting you guys. Come on. We don't have that much time, let's be quick. Can you tell us a little about yourself? Yeah, so I was born and raised in the desert. Everyone always wonders what ethnicity I am and always guesses it wrong. But I'm half black and half Filipino. I have 2 brothers from another mother and 3 sisters from another mister. And they're right over there. And a dog named Lola. I have asthma, as you can tell. I want to be an actor, writer, and director. But I also write poetry for fun.
Would you be able to read us some of your poetry?
See, I want to be able to read it because I don't have my notebook on me and I don't have my iPhone on. 2 lines. I need you like a diabetic needs insulin. Like I have ADHD and you're the Ritalin. And I think that's all the time we have. I'll catch you guys later.
I've sure had a lot of different career interests throughout my life. I remember when I was younger, I wanted to be a paleontologist. Growing up, I was so fascinated by dinosaurs, going deep into the desert, deep into the unknown, digging up dinosaur bones and making new discoveries. I actually believed I would get to see a dinosaur someday. But in 4th grade, I came to the realization that dinosaurs are extinct. After that, I grew pretty interested in chemistry. I was a more hands-on learner, so I figured working on experiments and making chemical reactions sounded like a lot of fun. That was until I saw countless videos of experiments gone wrong. What if something doesn't go as planned and I blow myself up? No thanks. Filmmaking has been a hobby of mine since my sophomore year of high school, and it's something I've been studying for a while. Working together with other people to make a film makes you feel really accomplished after it's done. And after thinking it through, I think I might want to become a professional filmmaker.
How did I end up in the desert?
I grew up in the suburbs of Denver, where I learned how to drive in a blizzard, and the hottest part of the summer was in the 90s. To this day, all I miss is the weather. I've always had a really bad case of wanderlust. As soon as I graduated high school, I moved across the country to Philadelphia, where I was born. I took whatever work I could get, but living paycheck to paycheck plunged me deeper into depression. I moved back and forth between states for a few years, securing a better job each time, but no matter where I went, there I was. Since escaping myself was clearly not an option, I decided it was time to stop running away and start running towards. Thanks to the help of a friend in California, I quit my job as an ambulance dispatcher, sold everything I owned, and packed for California. After I felt reasonably settled, I found the film program at COD. Even though I'm finally planting my roots, I still have an eye on the horizon.
Absolutely. So I'm a survivor of human trafficking, which means that at one point in time I was forced into being prostituted as a child. I was kidnapped at 13 and had an ensuing life of trauma and torture and lots of physical and mental violence. And so when I found freedom, I decided that it was something that I needed to figure out how to get to other people. And the best way that I figured out how to do that was through action. Well, you know, the interesting thing about college is that it's the one real constant thing, right? So education is something that no one can really take away from you. Once you've been educated, there's no such thing as really being uneducated, right? And so because everything else in my life had been so insignificant and inconsistent and from one extreme to the other, it's there one minute, it's gone the next, I decided that I was going to pursue a career, and the career that I want needs to be achieved through education. And so since education is something that I figured, you know, I needed, I came back to school. And, you know, just aside from that, it's like I said, the one thing that no one can take away from you. And just about everything else in my life has been taken from me. And so I figured, well, I'll go after an education. In the beginning, I just heard of EOPS as somebody or an organization that'll help you buy your books, right? So I didn't know that it was, you know, in the school. I did not know that there were other components to the program that would help me as well. And so when I started to read about the program, I realized that there were so many benefits. I mean, it was, you know, moral support, social support, financial support in the areas that you qualify for, and of course, last but not least, books. And so when I applied, I realized that one of the qualifications was you didn't get a great grade point average during high school. And so I qualified there, but also the fact that I'm first generation college outside of my mother and father. So it kind of helped me realize that, you know, hey, I'm doing some different things in life. And so that was another reason that I decided to go ahead and join, because I knew that there was going to be some obstacles that I wasn't maybe aware of, and that EOPS Care Club would be able to kind of supplement and help me get through those times and bridge the gap.
Action! My name is Kelly Blair, and I am the EOPS Care Program Specialist. My job is to help students review applications, follow California program guidelines, just about anything that needs to be done in the office. EOPS stands for Extended Opportunity Programs and Services, and we help low-income students get a college education. The people that work in EOPS are very caring individuals. We look at our students more as family members, and we try to do our best to treat them as such. Well, EOPS helps students to continue in school through counseling. They're required to make 3 contacts with the program every semester. So they sit down with a counselor the first time and they map out a student educational plan. Their second visit is basically a progress report on the classes. And if the student is having a problem, then we notify the student, we have them come in and sit down with the counselor for 30 minutes just to find out what's going on. The third thing they do is they come back at the end of the semester. The schedule is finally out, they sit down with the counselor, they look at what classes are on their student educational plan and maybe tweak that a little bit so that the classes that are on the plan match with what's in the schedule so that they can continue on. And it's a great, what's the term I'm looking for? the results are fantastic. Most of our students end up being on the dean's list in the honor roll. Well, we had a student worker several years ago that when she was done with College of the Desert, they wanted to go to UCSD. And so she applied for financial aid. She got accepted to the school, but the financial aid aspect wouldn't go through. So we suggested to her that maybe she should go to a different school. And she was really set on San Diego, but we suggested someplace in San Francisco, SFSU. So she applied, she got accepted, she applied, got her financial aid, she applied for housing, she got that. We were able to get her up there. I actually paid for her deposit on her dorm room, and it was something worthwhile for me to do. She's now completed her master's degree, and she's living in the San Francisco Bay Area with her husband. EOPS makes a huge difference in people's lives. The message basically of the EOPS program is we go above and beyond. In addition to, we want to help you reach your goals. We want to be there for you. We want to celebrate with you. I think for a student that feels that they're stuck in a rut at going to college, if they're a part of the EOPS program, sitting down with one of our counselors will open their eyes to what's available and what the possibilities are. Each semester, they can see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Good morning. You're listening to KCOD 99.9 Coachella FM. I'm Laura Jackson. Well, I was in the television news business for several years before I came to College of the Desert, and I was a news anchor, reporter, producer here locally at KESQ and then also CBS2. I did the morning show, I reported, I went out and did interviews with people, I put the newscast together, I kind of did everything. I wore a lot of different hats, so loved it. Started teaching here part-time, a night class while I was doing the morning show at KESQ, and I really fell in love with teaching and really wanted to give students an opportunity to get some hands-on experience and share my knowledge with them. Well, mass media is everywhere today, and I don't think we can live in a society without being exposed to the mass media at some point or be involved in it. So I love teaching mass media because it really encompasses so many things that we all are partaking in as far as radio, television, film, social media, magazines, advertising, journalism, and that's really what we teach here. We try to teach our students to become mass media literate and also multimedia literate as well, so they can tell a story using many different platforms. But mass media is important, and it's important to know how to use it as well, because it's all about communicating to a large audience, and you've got to know the skills to be able to do that effectively. But we have a lot of opportunities here for students wanting to get into broadcasting, and we have a fabulous radio program, KCOD, and we're starting, hopefully soon, we are going to be offering a radio certificate that will allow students to come in and take specific courses to get themselves ready to enter the world of radio production. So whether you want to be a DJ, whether you want to have a talk show, whether you want to work in the promotions department or do social media for a radio station in some capacity, we're going to offer courses that will allow those students to do that. So we're really excited. I think it's important to get a lot of hands-on experience. I always tell my students to come in and learn and take good classes, but also really take advantage of the radio station and be able to practice, have a show, learn how to use the board, learn how to communicate effectively, learn how to really reach an audience effectively. And those are some of the things that you do here at KCOD, and that hands-on experience is absolutely critical, I think, in my mind.
My name is Kevin Lyons. I do want a title too, probably.
Like your name and like what you do.
Okay. My name is Kevin Lyons. I'm an adjunct professor here at College of the Desert in the radio, television, film department. Well, my job here at KCOD is to really oversee just day-to-day operations, help with programming, scheduling, I also help with production and equipment and setting up studios and helping basically just upgrade things and making sure things are where they need to be. And occasionally I'll help with some of the programming, maybe assist some of the students or some of our community DJs to make sure that they're getting everything that they need to make their show the best it can be. My past experiences go way back, 20 years. I started out as an actor, and then I quickly learned I wanted to be behind the camera, and then I started working as a camera operator. Then I worked in radio and found somewhat of calling there, and I did a bunch of stuff in radio, from on-air and off-air duties. Worked there for about 3 to 4 years, and then I got into basically film and just never looked back. And since then, I've been honing in my skills as a filmmaker. In the future, I see KCOD obviously reaching a wider audience. We are going FM, so what's going to happen there is we're going to have more listeners. It's going to become probably more fast-paced. We're going to have a lot more things going on, more events. We'll be out in the community even more, maybe doing live remotes. And once the listenership grows, other opportunities are going to come to the station. So it's going to be, different connections. It could be, community-driven, political. It could be special events. Whatever it is, we're just going to have more opportunities, and our scope is going to widen. In one sentence, why a student should join KCOD? Because it's fun.
Yeah.
Mark? Sound?
Rolling.
Camera?
Rolling.
College of the Desert Film Program promo?
And action.
Sort of a dedication ceremony at the hospital, and some press person came up to me and said, "Why did you name it G.A. Richards?" I said, "Because he made the money that made it possible." I mean, that's that simple. I didn't make that money. I inherited it. I really don't know why he got interested in radio, because he worked for General Motors. But first he worked for Firestone Tire and River Company. And there's an interesting story about how he left them. He was 22 years old. He's sort of a slight guy, blonde. And he was having dinner in Akron with Harvey Firestone Sr., the big boss. And Harvey Firestone Jr. and his brand new wife came back from their honeymoon. And the old man was so rotten to them. And I suppose you're going to get a cushy job, blah, blah, blah. And my dad stood up, all 5'8" of him, and said, "Mr. Firestone, if you treat your own family like this, I don't want to work for you anymore," and walked out. I thought that took guts. It was fun. When it stopped being fun, we got out. I don't know, because I think education is probably the only thing that's going to save our country. And it's not doing a very good job right now. I mean, because it's chaotic and divided, and a lot of hate going on. It's bad. Right. I always thought that my dad would have lived longer if he had had more education. And I remember one time I was sitting in New York with one of the aunts, one of his sisters, who were 4 absolutely impossible women. And they were arguing and talking about my father's bad grammar. Oh, George is atrocious. And I finally couldn't stand it any longer. And I said, "Look, if he had had the opportunity to go to some fancy school like he sent you to, and had the opportunity to have an education, instead of working his tail off to support all 4 of you, my language wouldn't have been so intrusive to you." And I walked out and I never went back. Well, I would say keep trying and don't get discouraged and give up, because something will happen and you'll be happy about it.
So, well, do you come here often?
I just moved to town.
Right.
Yeah.
So
do
how
you
did you...
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you first. It's okay.
It's fine.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
So I noticed you have Game of Thrones as your background. Who's your favorite character? Ready?
Oh my, I'm so sorry. Here,
no,
let me help.
No, it's fine. Just please stop.
I'm really sorry.
I'm gonna go clean up.
I'm so sorry. I think you're really great, by the way.
Oh, I'm
God,
so sorry.
Wait, what are you doing out here?
What are you doing out here?
I asked you first.
I was just getting some fresh air.
Really? You were just in the restroom.
I was, but I thought the fresh air would help dry my dress, you know, after you spilled water on it.
Look, I said I was sorry.
And kind of a bad time to get some fresh air when you thought I was in the restroom, don't you think?
I noticed things weren't going very well in there, so I thought it would be best if I just left.
So you were just gonna bail on me?
Hey, you're not fooling anyone either.
Well, you said it first.
Well, I mean, the advice I got from my friends didn't really help either.
Sorry to say, but you might need some new friends.
Yeah, they're the worst. Do you have time to sit?
Yeah, sure.
No, maybe dinner for the first day wasn't the greatest choice.
Yeah. It was a very nice idea and all, but we were sat next to a restroom.
You're right. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, to answer your question, my favorite character would have been Jamie Lannister, I think.
Ah, good choice. Mine's Jon Snow.
Really? It hurt when he died the first time. You know, honestly, this wasn't all that bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it again.
Yeah, I think I'd like to get to know you.
Yeah, Tony O. Ven, acércate hacia mí, que ya no estás con él. Lo que sucedió ayer en el pasado se fue. Afloja tu cuerpo, disfruta del momento, que esta noche será para ti, para mí, baby. acércate un poquito a mí, que yo quiero hacerte sonreír. Vente hacia mi lado, baby. Ven, acércate hacia mí, que ya no estás con él. Lo que sucedió ayer en el pasado se fue. Afloja tu cuerpo, disfruta del momento, que esta noche será para ti, para mí, baby. Si tú quieres bailar, no te importe lo que diga la gente. Esta noche para despejar la mente y olvidarte de esa situación. Ven y olvídalo, te haré sentir mucho mejor. Muéstrame lo que planea, anda, baila así como tú deseas. Esa noche por mi cama andaba, dando vueltas en una mirada. Me decía por favor rescata, pide su distancia y de su respeto. Pero a mí me tiene loco su cuerpo, y tú sabes muy bien qué es lo que intento. Suéltate el pelo, siente el momento. Ven, acércate un poquito a mí, que yo quiero hacerte sonreír. Vente hacia mi lado, baby. Ven, acércate hacia mí, que ya no estás con él. Lo que sucedió ayer en el pasado se fue. Afloja tu cuerpo, disfruta del momento, que esta noche será para ti, para mí, baby. Ven, acércate hacia mí, que ya no estás con él. Lo que sucedió ayer en el pasado se fue. Afloja tu cuerpo, disfruta del momento, que esta noche será para ti, para mí, baby.